Okay. Friday. COVID Convos. There we go. Hopefully it works this time. Let me pin this comment. There we go. And wait for our guest to join. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our guest. You are in for a treat today. Like I mentioned before, if you weren't here with the live that I just had to leave, if you have any questions during this live, please leave your questions, because usually we have a lot of time after our interviews to answer questions. So I do like to answer people's questions, so because this is what this is all about. So yes, please leave your questions. We'll try to answer at least 2. But if we have additional time, then of course we can answer more. So just 1 second and we will begin. Okay, I think it's gonna work this time. Hold on. It's still not working. Can you try setting the request one more time? It's so weird. I don't know why it's acting up today. Keep saying, sending an alert that you're unable to join. Let me see. Join from the notification. That's weird. You sent a notification and I'm seeing it and I'm trying to press accept, but every time I press accept, it doesn't connect. Okay. I'll just be here waiting. Hopefully it works from her personal page. Sure. So with COVID, I've heard that there's been a new strain, and that's been having me kind of, okay, it's working now. Yay!
Finally, hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad we were able to get the situation fixed. But you guys, like I said before, you guys are in for a treat. So let's go ahead and get into it. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. So, my name is Georgianae. I go by Gina. I am the founder and executive director of Dream Sickle Kids Foundation, which is the first sickle cell organization in the state of Nevada. I am a mother of 2. My youngest daughter, she is 6. Her name is Gia, and she has sickle cell disease type SS.
Okay. And the next question that I have that we ask all our guests, have you personally been vaccinated?
I actually personally have not been vaccinated yet. I'm not
Okay.
being vaccinated. I just haven't yet. Um, I just stay in the house. We stay in the house a lot. We wash our hands. We COVID test every other week. We don't go out in crowds. So I kind of was waiting until kind of there was no other reason for me not to get vaccinated. Recently, however, some things have kind of compelled me to go ahead and get vaccinated either by the end of this year or the first of next year. So my family, we usually meet up for Christmas, either in a different state. This year we were going to meet in our hometown, Illinois. However, the entire family came down with COVID, so we're not able to go. They got it Thanksgiving, which we were supposed to go Thanksgiving, but other things happened, so we didn't go. Thank goodness, because everybody that celebrated together for Thanksgiving all have COVID, except for like the two little kids. So we had already decided we weren't going, but my family called me from out there and they said even though they're getting better, they just don't feel like they will be 100% by the time Christmas comes, and they thought it would be best for us not to come. So I was like, whew, because we weren't coming anyway.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so they were like the same. We stay in the house. We don't, we kind of social distance. We practice all the other, health and safety things. We mask up. Having a daughter with sickle cell disease, we've been wearing masks probably at least 3 or 4 years. So that wasn't a big difference or adjustment for us. But the last time I talked to my family, they said, so I asked them jokingly, I was like, so now are you up for getting the vaccination? And we also, one of our good friends' moms just died about a week ago from COVID. And so with that, and then the whole house having COVID, they said, yeah, we're gonna get it. Once we get better, we're gonna go ahead and get the vaccination. So that's what we'll be doing. So probably by the first of the year, all of us will be fully vaccinated.
Okay. All right. I do have another question. Have you thought about what vaccine you plan on getting?
I haven't thought about it for me. I know for Gia, she can only get the one shot, which is the Pfizer, I think.
Okay.
So she can only get that one. So I do plan to get mine first and then wait about 30 days. And then I'll let her go ahead and get her vaccination. Just because that's kind of the way I approach vaccines with her in general is we don't get a lot at one time. It's spread out. So she's never had the occasion where she's gotten like 4, 5, 6 vaccines at once. So I'm kind of approaching this situation the same way, that first I'll do it, and then as long as I'm good, it wouldn't be good if we did it at the same time and we both had some kind of reaction. So I'll go first, and then once I'm out the woods or whatever happens, then I'll take her to get her vaccination.
Okay, I think that's really smart, just because personally growing up, whenever I would get vaccines and I would get reactions, and of course, people don't realize with sickle cell, other outside stuff can trigger sickle cell to happen, and we just don't want that, especially with the COVID vaccine, because I got body aches after the vaccine, and it was not a good scenario. So I think that's a very smart approach. Okay, for the next question, how did you take precautions, which I did want to ask you this, protecting yourself? So what did you do? I know you said y'all mostly stayed in the house, but were there any like holistic things that you guys did to reinsure your immune systems were up to par?
So we do take just something we do. We take vitamin C. We do zinc. Well, I do zinc. My daughter doesn't really like the taste of it. I found liquid that she can tolerate, but I do it more than her. But we take zinc. Of course, we always wash our hands. We wear our masks when we go out in public, and we try not to be in environments that are close quartered where there are, a large group of people in a tight space. So we try to avoid things like that, staying, in the house, only going out when it's necessary. And at this point, we just go from home to the community center. And with COVID, we only accept people by appointment. And when people do come, we do have them sign in and leave their contact information just in case somebody does come down with COVID. So we'll be able to contact them and disclose that information to them.
Okay, that's smart. All right, the last question that I have for you is, what advice would you give to people in the sickle cell community that are kind of hesitant about getting the vaccine and aren't sure if they want to get it?
I would say just do your research. Make sure that you are getting information from credible sources. Ultimately, the decision is up to them. Just make sure that you're comfortable personally with the decision, and your decision is based on research and information that you gather yourself, not just from what somebody else is saying or what somebody else's experience was with the vaccine. Because we know with having sickle cell, even if you have the same type, your experience may be different. And that same thing applies to the vaccine. Even if you all get the same vaccine and this person has an adverse reaction, that doesn't automatically mean that you're going to experience the same thing. Just make your own decision whether you choose not to get it or whether you choose to get it. Just make sure that you're making the best decision for your health, your personal health. And also just don't just take any advice. Just do your research and make sure that the information that you have is information that is from medical providers, scientists, because we all like to believe that we know a lot, and Google is not the only way to research. It's not really research when the only place you look is Google or Facebook or some other social media website. You have to actually be responsible with the information that you're looking for, and make sure that that information is coming from a source that is credible, not just hearsay.
Right. Okay. I can definitely agree with all of that. So that is all the questions that I have personally. However, before we close out, like I mentioned to you guys before, the viewers that are watching, and I'm glad that more have joined, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask them so we can get into that. We'll be able to answer at least 2 questions, but we have a little bit of extra time. So if there's more than 2 questions, then we can probably answer more. So if anybody has any questions, I'm going to scroll through the chat to make sure I didn't miss any that were asked. But please feel free to ask your questions now. Someone asked, how can they be like you?
That's probably not a good idea. Don't be like me, be better than me. Gia is good. She actually, her teacher is going to come here in a few hours. She does homebound school, so it's through the school district, but the teacher comes and instructs her for about 2 hours a day, 3 times a week, because I personally am not ready to put her in public school yet.
Okay, let me see. How have you seen COVID affecting the sickle cell community around you? That's a good question.
From what we see here, not having a large community of people with sickle cell disease, we have experienced, people who are impacted by sickle cell disease needing, assistance, from financial assistance. Of course, with the pandemic and the moratorium, and the extensions on rent being pushed back, We've had to assist people with filing like answers for evictions and assist them with actually getting that rental assistance that is available. A lot of people have not been working, but with our community center having about 27 programs and services, we've been fortunate enough to have a lot of direct or indirect resources through our community partners that we can refer people to when they need assistance.
Okay. Okay, the next question is, how do you deal with stir craziness while staying safe from COVID? I would like to know too.
Oh, I'm a homebody, so it's really not a big deal for me not to go places. And I discovered online shopping, so Walmart, Instacart, Target, Amazon, they're like my best friends now. So I don't have to go anywhere for anything. We have Wi-Fi. Gia has every toy known to mankind, all the LOLs, so she stays entertained. She has a tablet, so she's always occupied. And then when we come to the office, it's so beautifully decorated and has everything a kid could want, so she's entertained pretty much all day, every day. There's something to entertain her. So
That's good. Yeah, online shopping has been
yes,
very
there.
dangerous. But if that's all the questions, Gina, it's been a
Thank
pleasure speaking with you and having you here.
thank you so much, Yasmeen.
And I hope you have an
Everybody
amazing
for tuning
day.
in, and you guys be safe and have a happy holiday.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. And before I close out this live, I'm sad to say, this is our series finale. However, keep your ears open for 2022 because there may be some future projects. So this isn't a goodbye. This is a see you later. But I hope everybody has a blessed day, a blessed weekend. I hope everybody stays safe from COVID. Please take precautions. Please get vaccinated. Please do your research, like Gina said. And yeah, just look out for yourself, look out for your community. And I hope everybody has a blessed life. And I'll see you in 2022. Goodbye.